Hey guys, and welcome to my stimulus package update and stimulus check update. Wow, I haven't said those words in so long. I want you guys to know that I missed you more than you missed me, and I'm happy I'm back here for you with another video just to give you my perspective on everything that's been going on.
Yesterday night, the House passed a sweeping $1.5 trillion omnibus spending bill, also known as the government funding bill. You can see here that on this vote, all the Democrats except for one voted yes. One Democrat just voted present. And 39 Republicans voted yes. 171 Republicans voted no. Again, this is a government funding bill with some other things in here as well, which I'll give you here the details right now. Last night, the House passed a $1.5 trillion omnibus government spending package to fund the government. This will fund the government until the end of September. So this gives you an idea of how much it costs to fund the government, including defense of the government or defense of the country here as well. $1.5 trillion basically for about 7 months of running our country. So that gives you an idea of how much it costs to run our country, fund the government. So it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to fund our country here. So it's a lot of money. Lawmakers scrapped billions of dollars in funding to combat the virus pandemic as resistance from Democrats upset about plans to yank already allocated relief from states. Honestly, I don't think that would have been good because they would have taken money away from states. I think that we'll probably see more money allocated for that, new money coming here soon. So personally, I wouldn't worry about that. I wouldn't want to see money taken back from states. I don't even know what they're thinking there. I would be more upset about taking money back from states. I mean, what are they even thinking there? The last-minute revolt angered funding from Democrats angered over GOP demanded offset upended a delicately negotiated package between congressional leaders of both parties. I'd be mad too if you were taking money back from my state or any state. I don't know what whoever was thinking that. I think Democrats were thinking that. Resistance from Democrats upset. I don't know what party was thinking that, but whoever was thinking that, yeah, I'm glad they threw that out. This funds the government through September. It was split in 2 votes so that lawmakers could register specific support for defense spending portions. And defending our country right now is a very important part right now. Lawmakers also passed a stopgap measure by voice vote that lasts until Tuesday to ensure the Senate has enough time to clear the package without risking a government shutdown. So that's interesting there. They actually passed a temporary CR, continuing resolution stopgap measure, so that the Senate can pass this bill. So we won't actually have a government shutdown here by end of day Friday. It will actually be until Tuesday, which is interesting. They kind of threw that as a second measure. We actually have another bill that was passed here, so actually 3 bills, if you kind of count that as a second bill that's passed here. The package includes about $14 billion in emergency funding to boost humanitarian, security, and economic assistance for Ukraine. Again, this war is kind of becoming everybody's war. That's only about, I think, less than 1% of the bill. Remember, the bill is $1.5 trillion. Some progressive Democrats did push back a little bit, though, and said a lot of us continue to be horrified that we just keep increasing military spending even beyond what President Biden asked for, which was already an increase beyond what former President Donald Trump spent. So Biden spent more on defense than Trump spent, and then Congress actually spent a little bit more above and beyond that. Also, and I think you will see some progressive votes against the defense part of the question. They actually separated it into 2 separate votes, both of which passed. Why is that we can create new money for defense spending, but when it comes to investing in our communities, the only way Congress can make a deal is by taking that same life-saving American Rescue Plan money away from our communities, said Representative Cori Bush. Another progressive said, we cannot turn our backs on the progress this money is intended for. Democratic leaders plan to set up a standalone vote next week on the funding without the controversial offset from state and local relief funds. Democrats are touting the package for having the biggest increase to non-defense discretionary spending in 4 years, with historic funding boosts for education, science, research and development, and climate change. Republicans have also lauded funding secured in the package, including more than $780 billion set aside for defense and defense functions, and an 11% increase from the previous fiscal year for the Department of Homeland Security. Honestly, at this particular point, I think right now both are very important, especially with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. Defense is very important right now. At times where things are very, nothing's going on in the world, you could maybe ratchet down defense a little bit, but not right now. Not right now. Just my personal opinion. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this. If anything, we maybe need to be bolstering our defenses here, especially for missile defense and aircraft defense on the borders and stuff like that, especially around Russia and stuff like that. Alaska, Washington, California, Hawaii, all that type of stuff. We need to be like bolstering that type of stuff here, especially. And if, in times of war, ratchet that stuff up, right? But on the other hand, we also need to take care of our people at home, and I can understand what the progressives are saying there. We have the old argument that Bernie Sanders says that when it comes to defense spending year after year after year after year for 20 years, it's always defense spending is what he says is that it goes and it's not even calculated. They don't go through it. It's not paid for or anything like that. But when it comes to spending money for the people, whether it's lowering the cost of prescription drug pricing or additional Medicare benefits for seniors, or Social Security benefits, or benefits for low income, anything for the people, then we need to double check everything. We need to make sure it's paid for. We have to, I don't know if we have the money for, that type of stuff, right? If we actually go to, the words of Tupac, we got money for wars, but we can't feed the poor. And again, I'm not really advocating for each side, but those are, the kind of words, of Bernie Sanders or even Tupac. So I'm just kind of giving you the kind of sides of both sides there, or what the progressives are saying versus, but I'm kind of agreeing with both sides here now, because now we're thankful that we have money for defense. We spend more money on defense than any other country by a long shot. I think it's more than twice or 3 times as much as the next country. So we're thankful right now that we have that money. But on the other hand, we do need to take care of our people as well. We have so many people living in poverty that you gotta take care of our people here as well. Let me know your thoughts. Here's the next bill that was passed last night. Check this out. The House also passed a bill banning Russian oil imports and authorizing more sanctions on Russia. This will add to President Biden's executive order ban. So you can see here the House passes Russian oil ban building on Biden's executive order. So Biden passed his executive order, and then now the House has passed a bill actually that kind of builds upon his executive order and actually strengthens it and actually adds more to it. Here is some details. The House passed legislation last night to ban imports of Russian oil and authorize further sanctions following a similar executive order from Biden. So remember that executive orders can sometimes be overturned by like new presidents coming in. So just as an example, like say Trump wins the next election, he can overturn Biden's executive order or something like that. Well, if Congress passes a law, that can't be done. A further, an upcoming Congress would then have to change it. So now they're passing this law in Congress as well to strengthen the executive order. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just kind of giving you some further details on this. But the executive order has more details to it than just that. Lawmakers passed the bill on a bipartisan basis, 414 yeses and only 17 noes. Only 15 Republicans and 2 Democrats voted against the bill in the House. Remember, it still has to go to the Senate now, but I mean, it looks like it's going to pass with this type of, you rarely see votes with this type of yeses, right? The vote now puts members of both parties on record, backing an action that is likely to further increase gas prices. But remember, Biden had already passed executive order largely doing a lot of this, which are already reaching record levels in the U.S. due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. As of Wednesday, the average price of regular gas was $4.25 a gallon, up 60 cents just a week ago. And a month ago, the average price was $3.47. And, largely you can just blame Putin for that. The vote to ban Russian energy imports is effectively symbolic since it follows President Biden's executive order on Tuesday to target one of Russia's main sources of wealth. But it highlights a rare area of bipartisanship between Democrats and Republicans. Aside from banning the import of Russian oil, the legislation also seeks to limit Russia's access to the World Trade Organization.
Alright guys, this is all I have for you in this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really missed you. Hopefully I'll see you here again very, very soon. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on everything we talked about here in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you all. Please hit the like button on the video, share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notifications bell to be notified whenever I publish new videos for you. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.